Hi, and welcome to this Workday Employee and Manager Self-Service demonstration. My name is Erin Garrity Anderson, and I will walk you through the short demonstration of the system. Before I go into the system or any further, I would like to just note that it is now in the middle of October in 2017, and we have come almost halfway in the development of the Sandvik Workday system. So we've gone through a design and we've gone through one testing, and in the future we still have 2 testing sessions and a large data cleanup to do before we go live. So what I'm going to show you today is where we are today, but it does not mean that that's where we're going to be by the time we go live. So I can assure you that things will change from the view that you will see, but this is more to just give you an idea of how the system looks and feels, and to give you some things to start thinking about the changes that are ahead of us. So that being said, today in the employee and manager self-service, I'm going to try to split it up so that we cover first the employee self-service. We're going to look at the home page, the worklets, inbox, what an employee overview looks like, compensation, job details, how to change my contact information, my personal information, and how I can view my organization chart. Then we're going to move over to the manager self-service and the inbox and notifications that a manager would get. And also employees will get notifications and inboxes, and so will HR. I will take you through my team and how a manager can initiate actions on the people that report to them, and then to give you an overview of what the manager will see. So now I'm going to go into the system and we'll get started. So now I'm in the Workday login screen, and I have a fake employee username and password, and this person is both an employee and a manager. Okay, so when we log in, this is the screen that we come to. And the first thing that you will see are these circles here, and these are called worklets. And basically what they are is a shortcut to the menus that you see here. So for instance, recruiting menu, compensation. Because I'm a manager, I have my team. And these are all changeable by the employee. Well, some of them are changeable and some of them are not. If you wanted to change them, you can just go in here and you can see which one of these are required and which ones are optional, and then you can add or take away some. Back to the home screen. To get back to the home screen, there's a couple of different ways. The best one is just to click this Workday logo up here, and that always takes you back to this screen, no matter where you are in a process. Or this button over here is also a home button, so they do the same thing. You see here that we have a search, and the search button is it's a free text field, and it's a way to search for any employee, location, process. If you want to look at, start a process or look at a process, you can find reports using this search button. So it's a really good way to, if you want to see everything that has to do with performance, you can type in performance and see what pops up. Everything from reports to processes to perhaps even who's attached to it. Over here on the right, I can see my name, and then I have this little cloud here, which I can click on. I can see my inbox, which we're going to get back to in a little bit, and notifications. And the difference between inbox and notifications are inbox are something that the person has to take action on, or approvals. So anything that you have to actually do something goes into your inbox. Notifications are kind of like an FYI. If something happens that may be of interest or concern, you'll get a notification. inbox is attached also to the Sandvik Outlook inbox. Notifications typically are not. So from an employee perspective now, I'm going to go in and view John Jones's employee profile. And this, again, I'm logged in as John Jones, and I am curious as an employee what I will see. So here I can see an overview of my job details. I can see how long I've worked for the company. I can see that I'm a permanent employee, etc. And here I can see my job profile. The job profile, of course, this is what is associated with the career framework job profiles. So I can view it. It doesn't give me any definition here, but I can at least take a look at it and see what it is. I can see my work address and the organization. And whenever you see these links, it could trigger taking a deeper look into some of the information. So I'm not going to go into that here because this is a short demo. I can see organizations that I'm associated with and any worker history that I might have as well. If I go into my job, again, I see the same information here. Organizations, again, will be the same. I can see management chain. And here, this could be the hierarchy that is that I'm associated with. Again, worker history and support roles. And support roles is a little bit interesting because this will show an employee all of the different assignable roles that are attached to that person. So here I can see my HR generalist, I can see my HR business partner, any talent and succession manager. And again, obviously looking at this is fake data. These are just names that have been put in so that, we can start to practice in the system and click around and stuff. So you see a lot of the same names. In reality, these names will be the actual people who should be doing the jobs of benefit partner, compensation manager, etc. I can see also my professional profile where I can make some changes. And this will be the professional profile that will be shown if others want to look at me in the system. This is what they will see, this information. I will go over now to compensation. And again, I'm looking now, I'm interested in seeing my base pay. I could maybe also want to see that, okay, here I have a bonus plan and this is my base pay. And this part can be configured to show other things so that the person can see their total compensation package. You can go over here to see the different types of compensation that I'm entitled to. So this is more to see the details and not just the overview that is shown here. And then I can see my pay change history. Going down to contact. Here's where I can view my home address, and I can also make some changes to my home address as well as my emergency contact. I can see my this is my email, and if I want to add personal emails or other emails, I can do that here. And I can also see my working address and information. This information I cannot change because it is associated with work, and then it's assigned automatically. But if I wanted to show or change my address, for instance, I can hit edit. Now I can, wherever you see this little pencil mark, that means that it is an editable field, or you can just click in it. And again, wherever you see something like this little box, it means that it's changeable by the user. So here I want to change my address to, we'll say 555, the house number. I've moved down the street now. And I'm just going to go down. I can change other information, but for the purposes of brevity, I will not. And then I hit the button that says start, stop, and done. And now I can see that my address has changed. I'm going to continue now down our menu to the left to personal. Here, Some of the information that is seen here, the employee can change directly, and some of it will require an HR approval, depending on the type of information. And the reason HR approval is required in some cases is because it affects other things, maybe perhaps benefit plans, etc. Also, I would like to just note that the menus that are in black are something that is Workday delivered, and we cannot change the wording in the menus. We can change the information that we add in as Sandvik, but we cannot change this wording. This is one of the delivered things in Workday. Okay, going into performance. Here, as an employee, I can see that I have a goal in my individual goals, so I don't have to go to another area. I can get pretty much everything associated with me here. So here I can see that I have a goal that has been given to me, and it's very brief, but it's basically the goal title, and I can see the description. I can also go in to see archived goals, competencies, any development items that I would like to have. I can make changes to them, and then it goes to my manager for approval. I can see any previous performance reviews and other reviews. I'm going down to career. Here again, I can add in information that is of interest to affecting my career. So here I've put in that I'm interested in developing in my current role, and if I want to edit that, I can do that, and then I would submit it. I can make a job application and see where have I applied to different positions before. I can go in to say how much travel I am willing to do. If I am willing to do any sort of relocation. And again, this is the employee's way of just saying that, yes, I'm willing to. Of course, it's not a promise, but it's more about the visibility of the employee's willingness and ambitions. Eventually, there will be a talent card associated with this information. I'm not going to show you today because it's still under development. I can see achievements that I've entered, and I can also see languages. So if I wanted to add in a language, I can do that myself. And that will also, so a lot of this information will show up on my talent card. And then finally, we will also have an opportunity to provide feedback within the system to each other. So this is basically the employee, what the employee can do. And then I'm going to go up here and just click on this team. So I'm interested in seeing my organization chart. So here I am, John Jones, and I can see that I have a bunch of empty positions underneath me, and I can see that I have one employee named Jane Powell. So first, this is what I would see if I go up as an employee. So I'm still going to be in employee mode. So here I am, John Jones. I have a colleague, a coworker named Bon Jovi, and I can see my manager, Aaron. So if I was curious about my colleague and I wanted to see, okay, what is Bon Jovi? So I click on Bon Jovi, my colleague, and I go into his profile, but you can see immediately that it is much, much more limited than what I can see before. I can see the organization that the person is in, or any organizations associated. I can see very limited information about the job, nothing specific. Their management chain, their professional profile. Again, these are the things that they wanted me to be able to see, wanted everyone to be able to see. So here I can view that. And any worker organizations. So it's a very, very limited view if I look to see what I can see in a coworker. If I want to see what's in my boss's profile. So here I am, Jack Jones, and I go into my boss now. It's the same view. So it's not, it's very limited if I want to view other people's information. However, and Jack Jones here, or John Jones rather. So now I'm going to switch over to the manager part. So John Jones, of course, is both a employee and a manager. So now I'm going to take on the hat of John Jones, the manager. Go back down and I can see my organization. And John Jones, the manager, and these are again my subordinate positions that are empty, but now I see that I have an employee here. So if I wanted to go in as a manager and look at my employees' information, this is what I can do. I can click on Jane, and here I can see that as a manager, I can see all of the information that Jane can see on herself. So that is one thing to know. So pretty much everything I just showed you in the employee profile can also be seen from the manager perspective. So now I'm going to go back out to the team. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my start page and continue with the manager self-service demo. From the home page again, I will first go over to now show you the inbox. So, and why it would be important that inbox, because there's a lot of actions and things that might need to be done from here. So here I can see that I had one item, it's now been taken away, but anything that I need to take action on will appear here, and anything I've already done appears here. So it's a good way to sort of track what's been done, and it's an auditable trail. So I can come back out here, and I can also view any notifications. So here I can see notifications that something I have done was completed successfully. I have done some job positions information here that I got a notification that it was done successfully. I transferred an employee. So all of these are things that they're just notifications that letting me know that things are happening or that something is completed. Again, now I go back out to the main page. And say I want to make some changes or view information on an employee. There's a couple of different ways I can go, and I think it's worth noting in Workday, things can go, you can navigate in several different ways and still find your way to where you want to go. So the good thing is that it's tough to get lost. So here I've gone into my team, and this is a worklet that managers will have that will allow them to either take action on employees or just view. So the different actions that I can take, and again, these the order of these is just random right now, and they need to be configured. So hopefully we're not going to have termination on the top. So these will be changed, the order of them. Same thing here. I can view a lot of different information if I'd like. So very long. I can also go in and again view my employees. So if I had lots of employees, I would see all of my employees. And from here, I can take action directly on a single employee. So I can find the employee I'm looking for, and then I can take different actions when it comes to compensation, job change, manage work. I'm not going to go into all of these menus, and a lot of them still need to be configured and tested, but there's a lot of things that I can do just by clicking directly on the employee. If I don't want to go the route of the employee, maybe I want to go into taking certain actions like creating a job requisition or adding a job to an employee, changing an organization, perhaps termination. Most of the actions that are seen here are also can be done by an HR generalist, or in some cases a recruiter, or perhaps a benefit partner, etc. So there's a lot of things that it looks like a manager can do, and if the local organization decides, it can also typically be done by a HR partner as well, an HR generalist. So I can go back out now to the home screen. And that will conclude the demonstration for employee self-service and manager self-service. Again, it's a very similar viewing between the two, but manager has a couple extra features and can take actions on things that employees cannot. So I hope this was helpful, and I wish you a good day.